All right, let's start off with Shohei Ohtani and the Angels at home. Big favorites against the Guardians. Angels minus 200 on the money line. This is a late one, 9:30 Eastern. And looking at Ohtani, and we're talking about, stereotypes and playing into them. As good as Ohtani has been and all of the highlight reel plays that we have seen as a pitcher, Ohtani this year is just 1-2 with a 4.40 ERA. So tread lightly. He is only picked up one win this season, despite some monster performances, including a perfect game through 5 1/3 innings and 12 strikeouts in his last start. So looking at that, Jenks, and the fact that the Angels are huge favorites in this one, are you still willing to lay the chalk with the Angels, or do you think there's another play here that you like?
No, it sounds crazy. I like the Guardians' first five money line at plus 150. I understand how good Shohei is. I don't think he replicates that performance from last time out, but Zach Plesac has been great thus far. 1-1, a 1.53 ERA, coming off a win against the White Sox where he allowed one run, and that White Sox lineup is very good. I know the Angels are playing really great baseball. They've won 7 of 11, and the Indians are struggling to score runs right now. But as a value play, I like the Guardians. Maybe they don't get swept here at plus 150 first five. Maybe Plesac can hang with Ohtani. So give me Cleveland.
I don't know about that, James. Looking at the Guardians, I think when you see a big favorite like this, and if you think Ohtani's going to have another good game, I just think it's a stay away from me because I think the Angels certainly can win. And we talk about their offense, second best home run hitting offense in all of baseball. And this Angels team has now won 3 in a row. And then looking at Cleveland, they have lost 5 straight games, including the first 2 of the series against the Angels. And, it could certainly happen. And if you're taking a risk for some plus money, I get that. But for me, it's probably a stay away. What about a total? 7.5, pretty low. But looking at the Angels, the trends point to the under in this one, as over-under record for LA is 3-7 at home with 7 games hitting the under.
Well, I'm not going to bet this game just for full disclosure. I'm just saying if you're looking for value, I wouldn't mind Cleveland. I'm like you. I'm not going to fade an Angels team that is playing this well. Maybe the under is the right play. This game, it's tough to look for plus money when you have a guy like Ohtani on the mound, and the Angels are raking recently, so maybe the under is the right call, but I can't get a gauge one way or the other. I honestly, I don't like this matchup for me for any bet.
The problem when there's guys like Ohtani on the mound, I think the last time he pitched, I had an over just because I think it was the Angels and the Astros. And
we were on that.
Yeah, and I think it was Odorizzi who was pitching, and I expected him to give up some runs and maybe Ohtani to give up a couple. But the thing is, when you're betting on guys like that, they have the potential to be absolutely lights out where nobody can touch them, and you can't even get a guy on base. So that's the problem when betting on teams like the Angels behind Ohtani. There's never any value, but there's also the possibility of them making you look absolutely stupid. Let's move on to the AL East, for the Red Sox are facing the Blue Jays. Blue Jays minus 145 here. Michael Wacha going for the Sox, who's 1-0 with a 1.88 ERA against Ross Stripling, who has not recorded a win or a loss and has a 4.5 ERA. Total set for 8.5. We have expressed our concerns about the Red Sox bullpen. It was a problem yet again last night as the Red Sox lost in extra innings to the Blue Jays. Jenks, do you think that the Blue Jays can get it done here at home?
I do. I would lean Jays minus 145 right now at BetMGM. This is a pretty simple handicap for me, and I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box, but sometimes it's simple, and the Jays are just playing great baseball. They've won 6 of 7. They have 6 comeback wins, most of Major League Baseball, and the Red Sox are just struggling to do anything right now. They're 9-24. In their last 33 games as a dog. Their bullpen has struggled. I think this is a fair price for the Jays.
Look at the Blue Jays in the first 5. That's what we had last night. It was a winner. I think it might be a good time to run it back just because of the pitching matchup. Michael Wacha has – never mind. I looked at this completely wrong. It's Ross Stripling who's been bad against the Red Sox. 0-2 with a 14.9 ERA in 3 starts against Boston last season. So – excuse me, that is not the play that I want to be on. I think it's a stay away from me. Maybe taking a look at an over just because I think at some point when you have the same 2 teams facing each other for several games in a row, the bullpens get more familiar with the batters, and then the batters usually have the advantage. Let's move on to the Cubs and the Braves. Braves big favorites at home, minus 200 on the money line. And Cubs, if you like them, are plus 170. It's Jack Leiter Jr. and Charlie Morton going head to head. Charlie Morton has not been great, giving up 9 runs over his last 10 innings of work. And it's Jack Leiter Jr. making his or he's back in the big leagues after his his last 3 seasons in the minors. Of course, he is related to Mark Leiter and the nephew of Al Leiter. The Cubs have lost 6 of 7. Jinx, do you have a play here?
I do. Now, this is a game I really like, and I'm going to take Braves' first 5 run line, minus 105. I understand Charlie Morton has struggled, but he has enough of a history where we know he can probably settle down in this spot against a Cubs lineup that doesn't really hit well, and the Braves are at home. And if you look at Leiter Jr., he's given up 8 hits and 9 earned runs in 7 1/3 innings this year. Not only that, Leiter Jr. has not gotten past the 4th inning this season. So I really like the first 5. If he's getting beat up early, I think that's what happens here. So give me Braves first 5 run line, just minus 105. I think they light up Leiter at home in Atlanta.
Lighting up Leiter. I
Light
will
him
say
up.
Charlie Morton doesn't have good career stats against the Cubs, and some of this dates back all the way to 2008. So obviously, it's a bit of a different
Yeah.
lineup when facing the Cubs. But his most recent start of last year, yeah, it's 2022, right? Yeah, 2021. He gave up 5 runs over 5 1/3 innings of work. So we'll see. It is a bit of a different team. Let's move on to the Mets, the best team in baseball, at least according to their record. They're 15-4, only laying minus 120 on the road at the Cardinals today. So, Jinx, this is a good price for a good team. Are you willing to take a risk on the Mets again?
Absolutely. I love this play. I rode Cookie Carrasco last time out, and I'm going to keep doing the same here. He's off to a red hot start. We talked about the Mets metting. They're not doing it yet. They have the best ERA in all of baseball. And even if Steven Matz pitches well for the Cardinals, I think the Mets take advantage of a pretty weak St. Louis bullpen. So let's ride the hot hand. This is such a short price for the better team. I don't know how you don't take the Mets minus 125 here.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line for me. When you see a
Yeah.
good team at this price, I get it. They're on the road facing a good Cardinals team, but usually the Cardinals are the play when facing a lefty. The Cardinals lineup is extremely good against left-handed pitchers. Cookie Carrasco, not a lefty, and Steven Matz facing his former team. Old Met Steven Matz has
Mhm.
not had the greatest season so far. He is 2-1, but has a 5.27 ERA. I'll take the Mets as well.